So, little Jimmy, you want to put a star in a bottle, do you? Well, that's why I'm here today. So this is your guys' pick of the day, nuclear fusion. So, what is fusion? Well, the sun's fusion. Let's talk about the sun. The sun, it's a big ball of fire. Not real fire though. Fire doesn't work in space, and that's why there's fusion. In fusion, you take a lot of stuff, a lot of small stuff, and you make it real hot, and they kind of get all close, and then they turn into one bigger thing. It makes a lot of heat, makes a lot of light. That's what the sun is. And how does the sun do this? Plasma. Yeah, it's got to be real hot. It's got to be real dense. It's got to be real hot. It's got to be real dense. It's gotta. Yeah, that's good. 10 million, 16, and that's how it works. And that's the sun, big ball of it's a big ball of helium and hydrogen that fuse together at about 14 million degrees, something like that. Probably 14 million. And this can happen because there's a lot of pressure. You need pressure. The sun isn't that hot, you know. But it's real big. So it's got a lot of mass to it. It's thick. Stale memes suck. Good. It's got a lot of mass, so it can get around it. You know, when you need to fuse something, you both need heat, and you need pressure. You can do without a lot of pressure, then you need a lot of heat. And if you don't have a lot of heat, then you need a lot of pressure. Here on Earth, we can't put a star in a bottle. Stars are too big. So we need to compress it. How do we compress it? Well, we sure can't use gravity, and that's why we need a lot of heat. How do you get heat? Well, you make it hot, but then how you gonna hold that heat together? Well, that's why we invented things. We can't use normal hot things because hot things are bad. The hottest material, the hottest thing melts at like 4,800 Celsius Kelvin. That's not good. These are like a billion Celsius Kelvin. That's why we use magnets, because magnets, they push things that are far away. So we get a bunch of these magnets and we cool them with liquid helium, okay, or liquid hydrogen, either one. Hydrogen can't be a solid. Can't make it a solid, but you can make it a liquid. But it gets real cold because it's real not dense. So once it's a liquid, it can get real cold and not freeze. Yeah, and then you move it through superconducting electromagnets, and those magnets make electromagnetic fields which contain the plasma in a big tube. This tube's kind of like it's a big tube. It does stuff, and what's this plasma made of? It's made out of unlike the sun, hydrogen and helium. We use tritium and deuterium, which are just hydrogen and helium, but they've got more on them. You know, a heavy water, it's like water, but it's heavier. It's kind of like that. They're heavier of light things, because you need light things to make heavier things. But heavier things, they're already halfway there. So but you don't want to make them too heavy, or else they're already there, and you don't want it to be already there. You want it to be almost there. And that's one of the main things. You take these things. There's also, those are the IC TP. There's some. They're the ones that use big magnets. And they pressurize it, and they don't. No pressure, just heat. But they make it. But we don't have walls, so they use magnets. There's other things too. You got pellet reactors. They take a pellet of carbon, and they hit it with like 1,000 million lasers, and it gets all hot and it implodes. And when it implodes, that's good because that's fusion. But that takes a lot of energy, and it doesn't make that much energy on either one of these. So what do you have to do? Efficiency. We melt pellets. We got to make those pellets too. That takes energy. You can't make a pellet into a lot of energy. Makes a lot of energy, but not that much, because the lasers are hot. Yeah, and France made pellets. No, they made magnets. The magnet reactors. They made those. They have laboratories for that. Plasma's hot. It's dangerous, and that's why we work on cold fusion. Cold fusion, everyone laughs at that because that's not a real thing. You can't do that. Can't use chemicals to make the magic happen. So you gotta force it. You gotta be violent. You can't be friendly. You gotta be violent, and that's that's it. That's my knowledge. And so you want to know what's so good? Because unlike nuclear isn't good. You don't want barrels of water that sting your skin and turn things all bad and kill you. Yeah, that's not good. But water's not bad. You need water. You can't have a water meltdown, can you? That's why fusion's good. It uses water. A cup of water is a barrel of oil. That's what they say. And what do you do with power? Yeah, we need power. Spaceships. Air conditioners. Korea, everyone needs power. Korea's having a lot of apparently Korea has power outages all the time, especially North Korea. They have a power situation. There's brownouts out all the time. Half the city is usually in a brownout. That's why we need free energy. But you know what? It's a $10 billion investment in our government. We don't want to fund that. It's a nay or say. And $10 billion, ooh, that's kind of a bit. We can't just be throwing money around like it's 4th of July. That's why we haven't done it yet. And the government has better things to do. They don't. The oil industry doesn't want to spend in money on free stuff because then they don't have that free stuff. But if we make licensing, that's good. The same guy that made leaded gasoline made something else really bad that almost killed us all. Don't forget that. That's all that. It's not hours of content, but hey. Hope you learned something today. And remember, guys, if you want to see a certain video or topic went through, just leave a comment in the comment section below.